I happen to know the candidate down in St. Mary's County running for president of the commission again. He'd given it up to run for state senate law. And I never did think of seeing signs torn down there, but he had 2 billboard
Well,
signs.
what they're playing games here. Bobby Henry apparently, he did apologize, I guess. I forget who's, I think it was maybe Geraldine's or something, you know, these humongous things right in front. Mm-hmm. And the signs are being stolen all the time. If you have little signs, you might as well forget it. They're probably going to disappear.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be easy to get them off Money Hill. But the sign game, it goes on, and it's so childish and sophomoric and unprofessional.
Absolutely. I'm getting bored with that and seeing them up and down the highways.
I want to know what these people stand for. I'm going to take in the chamber forum. But I would like to see these people putting in print what they stand for. Right. For instance, I'll give you, they're all using Facebook, with the exception of Paulette. What's Paulette's last name? I can't. Paulette
Faulkner.
Paulette Faulkner. And Shakur. They go on and they exchange with people, which is mm-hmm. good. They sound human. They come across
right.
as human. But the rest of these people, you should see it. All they put on, as you've probably seen, they go out cultivating friends, quote unquote friends, to amass their numbers. And Steny is just as guilty of this as anyone else. And that's all you see. They never have any exchange on it. They have their own campaign pages. Well, their campaign pages are all propaganda anyway, so I'm not going to go to them. Mm-hmm. And, interact with people, for heaven's sake.
That's right. What do you think, John, if you're speaking, can you take an issue, for instance, that the county executive candidate should address as something they need to work on?
Oh, good God. Financial stability, education, crime. I love the way they all tout crime is down and crime is down. No, it's not. It's one of the highest in the state of Maryland. The education test scores are just above Baltimore City. We have major, major, major problems, including management. We've got this sheriff who wants to be county executive who can't run his own department. Yeah. Warrants misfiled, which created mm-hmm. a horrible situation last week.
That's right, it did.
They go out shooting dogs. It's bad management. Why do we want bad management going from one department to another? Of course, I've never seen the need for that sheriff's department anyway. You can hire people to serve warrants, which is about all they do.
Well, it's Prince George is a little different. We have in Calvert County, as you know, just south of Prince George, the sheriff's department does everything.
Oh, yeah.
They actually all the police in the county.
You either have a police department or a sheriff's department. We're trying to save money in this county. All the county council people have bloated staffs. Jackson has a bloated staff. They still give away money like water. And, you've got a state senator, I've gone through this before, with a staff and a half. Mm-hmm. And some of these incompetent county council members have 5 people.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. Now, in some of the reason I might mention to people, particularly those that just moved to the community, county council members have a term limitation of 2 4-year terms. Same way with the county executive.
Yeah.
And I think when they put that, got that in, it was good. But let's switch a minute to the school board.
Okay.
Just before I forget the fact that we are and will be electing school board members this year.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of them that are running were appointed by the state.
Yeah.
The state took over the Prince George's School Board since you
because it was
illuminated that
and there was fraud involved.
Yeah, education problem. And we don't have a good history in Prince George County in our school system.
No,
but I have a question. Once upon a time, it was excellent. And the trend was positive. What do you think now? Do you think that the appointed school board made a big difference? Because our education numbers don't look like it.
No, I don't see it.
I'm not too impressed with it being appointed.
No, not impressed at all.
System.
Well, we had a school board member representing the city of Bowie. I think I've driven this into the ground.
Yeah.
But he was never here. You never heard from him. What he did, I don't know. You get somebody like Donna Hathaway Beck, who unfortunately is not in our district. Now, she is a school board member. She is an excellent school board member. but she's out in District 9.
Is she
District
running
9 is.
for the election?
Yeah, she's up.
And she's what's the appointed member.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of them had experience, and I do believe they offered something, and that was the settling down of the local situation, where their attention should have been better, I think. And of course, this what you call a turnover of our superintendents over the years.
Yeah. Well, one went to jail, didn't he?
Yeah, and touted very highly. So that was probably the big reason that the state took over and made appointments for the school board. So that'll be it coming up for election.
Well, what do you think
But
of
have you
the
heard
present
anything
school
about it?
superintendent?
From what I understand, that these results, following a good superintendent, and that I think all recognize it was a plus for us in the county, and him following him with his good habits of management and so forth, on change of management, I don't see any difference in the educational results.
No, I don't either.
And the thing that's difficult to understand is there's a lot of money poured into our Board of Education in Prince George County per student dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Rank up there now with a lot of other counties that used to be a little lower.
But the
maybe
results
higher.
don't.
Maybe per student higher.
The results don't.
Results of the Roosevelt High School is still an outstanding, I understand, high school.
Yeah.
And yet it's such a magnet for people that a lot of people don't have the opportunity there. But anyway, the school board will be elected this term. Area.
We shall see what happens. I'm not too terribly familiar with the woman who's allegedly going to represent Bowie.
No, I don't have
Of course,
that.
I think you could put in a ferret and it would do a better job than the last one. So.
Well, this is one thing that I wanted to illuminate, and that is we're not getting, like you said, in the newspapers. There was one, and it was put in such, in my opinion, poor form, I think the Star or Gazette, about the school board members. It was a little confusing.
It was.
And there was no map in there to indicate what district you
Yeah, what
were
would
in.
it take to put a piece of art in there?
That's right. Same way with our delegates.
Jeez, the Washington
23A,
Post does
23B.
that for property.
Yeah, I believe that could be part of the thing that.
And the Washington Post has not been doing any decent
Nothing.
coverage whatsoever.
Nothing in the metro.
Nothing at all.
And I think it's probably because of there's not a lot of action in the primaries. They think because of particularly Prince George County being so heavy Democratic. But this right here proves there's a lot of candidates.
A lot of candidates.
For
I'd
these,
like to know them. I'd like to be able to read about them.
Yeah, this is some.
I haven't been able to read about all of them. The Bowie Star has done a fairly good job in profiling some of the, the more prominent ones, or the more visible ones. But some of these obscure people, I mean, for heaven's sakes, they should at least have the opportunity to let themselves be known.
That's right. John, I hate to move along from this political thing because we've got our preferences, and we've not had candidates.
Nobody
on this
would
program.
guess them, though.
No, no one would. And of course, there's some other programs that have had the difference. But I'd like to talk to you about how are you escaping now the next 2 weeks or so, not next week, but the following week, going to Scotland.
Yep.
You're going to.
Where the schools are excellent.
Of course. How about you're going to cast your vote before you leave?
Yeah, I'm doing absentee.
For the primary.
I got Todd Turner is assisting me. They haven't even printed, or they just got printed the sample ballots.
Oh, they did. Okay.
So I will vote before I depart.
Well, what day will you be voting? I want to put mine in the same time because it probably counts.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, I just wanted to be sure and put it in the same time so it'll be no vote.
I'll be here.
My vote.
I'll be here to vote in November, though.
Well, I'll be here.
I mean,
during the
officially.
primary, it looks like.
It's the first time I've ever used an absentee ballot, because I had also been registered as an independent for all the time I was the editor of the paper, because I felt I should be.
Sure.
But now I'm a Democrat.
Well, that's natural. That's a natural conclusion.
Or a Marxist. That could be a Marxist.
Well, those are popular today, too, in some quarter. Yeah. And
Poor
what about
Obama
all
gets
these?
that.
What about these names coming up in the national view now? Marxism, socialism.
No, it's a lot of
I thought all that was
hyperbolic
history.
bull.
I thought all that was past history.
No, it's ridiculous. I'm tired of listening to that crap. And the birthers. For heaven's sakes, the man is an American citizen and he was born in this country. What is this bull? And the Muslim versus Christian thing, I'm tired of that.
I am too, but what gets me is it's spoken on high levels of political voices too. This is what keeps it rolling.
The politicians on high have discovered that the average American voter is susceptible to this fear-mongering, and that's all they're doing. Fear-mongering. You know, when I see the statistics of people who think that the president of this country is a Muslim, his father was, he wasn't. He was brought up a Christian. I mean, for God's sake, I don't even like to dignify a comment.
Well, let's don't comment. 1 out of 10 on your percentages there that was surveyed.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in Scotland, John?
Sit down, read, wander about. I'm bringing my niece Amanda over a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So she's agreed to get a chauffeur's hat, took a week off from work, and she's going to drive us anywhere she wants.
Oh, boy.
Anywhere we want.
That's great.
Yes, because I don't like driving in the UK. I'm always can't figure out roundabouts and all that sort of thing. It's not easy. So she's go driving.
That's great.
So got her.
So, young John going with you?
No, but old John will be there.
Oh, yeah, your father-in-law.
He'll probably be coming out with us.
Yeah, I hope so.
To go to the pub.
Well, I'm sure he would.
He's an amazing man, 92 years old. That's why it's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
When we land September the 2nd, it's his birthday.
That's great. Well, you know, I ran across
92.
That's wonderful. Ran across the note I got from him the other day. It happened to be in my top chest of drawers under some stuff I had just stuffed in there. I'll have to bring it into you.
Yeah, I'd like to see
Matter of fact, if I can get to you next week, we can, I'd like you to show it to him.
Sure.
Very well written.
Yeah, I'll be leaving next Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, so we'll see each other Tuesday. And who are we having on next week? And you're going to wrap up.
I'm going to wrap up. I have no idea who we're going to have on next week.
Okay.
We'll have to see. Maybe you and I again to irritate people.
Well, we've done a bit of that. I think I've irritated you more than we have people.
It is time to wrap up. Thanks for tuning in. Look for us again next week, and we may or may not have a guest, but I'm sure you find us so fascinating that you'll still tune in. With that, I'll say good night, which is what most people watch us.
Yep.
And we'll be up on YouTube and so forth. So thanks again. Bye.